Hello everyone, happy April, happy almost Easter, but not yet. Happy, or should I say, sorrowful and penitential Lent. It's good to be talking to you all again. I think I say this to people in conversation frequently when I'm in person with them, but there are so many stories that I can tell you over video in these newsletters, but nothing can explain what it feels like to actually be here on KU's campus and to be immersed in the community. So my dream and my hope for all of you is that as I'm sharing these stories today, that you would just know that whatever words I'm sharing really can't compare to the experience of what it's like to be living in household and experiencing the power of the Holy Spirit transforming people's lives, or to be at a worship night with the community, to be at these different community spaces with students, to be with a student when they're sharing about something that they're wrestling with God about. So yeah, just all that goes to say is that as excited I am to share these stories, it's really nothing compared to the actual work that God is doing in the day-to-day nitty-gritty here. But with that being said, I still will share some stories. One of my favorite moments of the past few weeks is that we were able to host a women's prayer night at my house, where I have an upstairs chapel space that we invited nearly 30 women into, and we had a whole altar decorated for the divine mercy of Jesus and had a prayer space where we exhorted them about the divine mercy of Jesus, and then gave them an opportunity to ask God the Father how he sees them in his divine mercy, and gave them pieces of paper for them to draw out whatever images God was sharing with them. And it was truly profound to see after that time how the Lord had been speaking to them, where several women shared after that they had experienced God's love in a way that they had never experienced before, not even from the tangible feeling of his presence, but also from the images that he was sharing in their minds of what his love looked like for them. And I think that that was a turning point for a lot of women to be able to understand, like, what does it actually mean to pray? Because I think we can all agree that that's one of the hardest things in the spiritual life, is understanding what's God's voice, what's my voice, what does it look like to commit to a life of prayer. So to be able to open up that space for them and help them take one step forward in that was really special and one of my favorite moments from this past month. And something else that I've been reflecting on lately is just the joy that our community has been experiencing, especially as a lot of the relationships have been deepening. As you guys know, we got here in August, which means that all of the relationships that I've been experiencing, but also the students have been experiencing here, are pretty fresh. And to see the growth in friendship over the past year has been truly phenomenal. And I experienced this in a deep way over the spring break trip that I was able to send the little newsletter about earlier this month. But like I mentioned, it was me, 5 young women, and we went to visit the Texas State community. And just to watch the ways that they were growing in sisterhood with one another, but also having an understanding of what it means to have virtuous friendship and to pursue the Lord together was really special, because I think that there's a difference between just having like Christian friendships where you kind of do the church on Sundays thing together and then that's it, and authentic virtuous friendships where you are pursuing sanctity and pursuing the Lord together are two very different things. And as we're working with students, this is what we're trying to cultivate, is saying, like, it's not just about going to church together on Sundays. This is about pursuing a life of sanctity together. And that is something that I think I have witnessed a lot over the past few months, that students are realizing the greater call to holiness, and to say, like, this isn't just about the check boxes of faith, but this is about what it looks like for you to say a radical yes to Jesus for the rest of your life. So it has been a gift to see so much growth in that area. And last little piece of glory that I will share is that we have 16 students who are entering the church this Easter Vigil. So please pray for them. That's a huge gift, and I think a sign of how much the Lord is working here and of your prayers. And then last thing to be praying for as we're coming and wrapping up the end of the school year would be, we are hosting a community retreat day on April 26th, where we'll be exhorting students and preparing them of what does it mean to live as a saint and a young person in this generation. So please keep that in your prayers. But yeah, as always, I'm so grateful for your support and your prayers, because it makes the mission happen. I would not be here if it wasn't for you. So thank you and much love, and please keep praying for me. God bless.